Did you know that the words that you use can actually change the molecular structure of your body chemistry? We're more than 90% water, and there's a whole video, Dr. Emoto, I believe, showing how when bad words are said, you know, hate and just negative, nasty things versus love and compassion, etc., will change the structure of water. So that's why I'm wearing my badass in honor of this. But you also see me all the time wearing words like love. You'll see in my rig, my different things. This one says, let that shit go. This is one of my favorite. It says, I'm mostly peace, love, and light, and a little go fuck yourself. So using bad words, but in a fun, playful way, is okay too. Now, the reason I'm sharing this with you is because I'm getting ready to make some electrolytes. I am not being sponsored by this. I wish Dr. Berg knew who Cammy Baker was and gave a shit, but he is way too busy for that. But I get his electrolyte powder because there are a lot of electrolyte powders on the market, and I'm going to be putting some in this jug, and I want to show you why I use this, why I use this. You know, there's somebody I know that watches my videos who went from 352 pounds down to like 280 or something like that, and was bragging about that. But that bragging was from a couple of years ago, and that same person is now the 352 that he shows of his before photo is who he is now. And I am a firm believer that one reason we carry and hold weight is because we are carrying and holding guilt and shame and horrible ways that we speak to people, obviously what we eat as well. But this bottle, so I deliberately just made this. I put duct tape on it because with the plastic, stickers weren't really sticking to it, and writing on it wasn't sticking. But on here I have things that say I am patient and kind and grateful. I am safe. Being safe is a new one for me. I never needed that until recently when I felt so unsafe. Happiness, calm, smart. I am loved. I am love. I am lovable. I like that. I love that. Say that to yourself. I love. I am love. I am loved. I am lovable. Free, joyous. I have compassion for myself and others. Always include yourself. You know, when I'm having compassion for other people, am I having compassion for myself? You know, I'm trying to have some compassion for that poor guy that put his 60, 70, 80 pounds back on. And this video is a little bit for him because, friend, if you were saying these things to people and if you were actually putting good stuff into your body. So when you read a container, what I've learned, I have become that bitch at the store that's reading every container. If you pick something up and there's a whole paragraph of what's in there and you can't even pronounce it, put it back. This is pure electrolytes. It's got calcium, iron, magnesium, sodium, potassium. It is sweetened with a little bit of stevia extract. I only use stevia extract or monk fruit, or another thing called, I'll get it out of the cabinet in a minute. But anyway, this is what I'm going to be putting in here. So that when I put water in here and when I put these electrolytes in here, every time I drink this, I used to live with with someone who was a roommate who saw me do this type of thing, and it said gratitude. I had written gratitude all over it. And at the time, I didn't know any better. I was just putting sweet tea, you know, I wasn't putting good stuff inside of it, but I did know that the words mattered. So it said gratitude all over it. So he was a roommate. He used to say, hey, can you give me a glass of gratitude? Hey, can you hand me the gratitude? Hey, did you fill up the gratitude today? So he was referring to the bottle, even though it had sweet tea in it, and even though it had stuff in it that wasn't necessarily something I would consume today. Imagine that. Every day, your friend, your loved one, your children. Hey, Mom, can I have a glass of gratitude with dinner? Hey, Mom, can you hand me the gratitude out of the fridge? Right? Even that is just a beautiful affirmation. Let me just tell you the name of the other sweetener. 1 second. It's called erythritol. I already threw the bag away because I put it in a little container. But it's called erythritol. And that sounds like erythritol. That sounds like some weird chemical. But it is not. Erythritol and monk fruit and stevia, true real stevia, won't spike your insulin, and that's how you can stay in ketosis. Now, I am not an expert on nutrition. I've just been going down that rabbit hole, and I know that if I used to, man, I could eat a whole pack of cookies in a day. And I just got to the point where I thought, where is all this going? Do I have a tapeworm or something? How am I eating so much stuff that is garbage, pure poison? Friends, you're feeding your kids poison. You're ingesting poison. Anybody that's, 350 pounds with a big, one of those big, like beer belly things, God bless, man, there's some poison going on in there, and that needs to be checked. So this is about not only learning to consume, the right kind of stuff for your body, but at the very least, if you're going to drink Coca-Cola, and if you're going to eat McDonald's or whatever it is, or beer or whatever you're consuming, at least consider putting words of gratitude on it. That's what prayer is. I've thought about that lately. How people who are religious, which I am not, but I am spiritual, when you pray over food, yeah, you're thanking God for sure. But I know people that will put their hands over the food. Thank you so much for all the hands that it took to create this food, for the farmer that grew it, for the people who picked it, for the people at the grocery store that put it on the shelf for me. Thank you so much. When they are putting their hands over the food and praying, they are putting in words of affirmation. That's what this is. You're basically every day praying to the water or whatever it is that you're consuming, and you are consuming affirmation. Hey, babe, can you hand me some gratitude? What a great thing to teach your children.